Hey guys, oh my gosh, I had a rough morning because I failed at my trying to set more parameters and say no more and like make sure I'm taking care of myself. I am way overloaded going into this week because yesterday, my only plan for today was that I was going to finish developmentally editing half of the book I've been working on and send it to the author. And I had a few chapters to do, and I needed to move the documents over to a different document so they were all combined and stuff like that, and email it off. That was the only thing I had to do today. Then I got a text asking me to babysit. And I knew I should have said no, but this is the last week before the girls go back to school, and I wanted to see them extra day. And also, I then later got an email saying, we have this 60-page book to proofread. It needs to be done in a couple days. If you do it, we'll bump up your rate per page. And I want that money, and so I said yes to that too. Then I woke up this morning super early. I only probably got like 4 hours of sleep. 6 a.m. wake up, start working. It's going perfectly, and I timed it out perfectly before going to babysit. I had 50 minutes left. That was just enough to finish one more chapter, put all the documents together, package it up nice, send it on its way. Then my computer crashed. And instead, I spent that 50 minutes staring at the little circle, going around and around. And then I didn't get the computer up and working again, so I had that deadline. I had to send a soul-crushing email of like, sorry, you're not actually getting it today, because I should have sent it before 2 p.m. because we had business hours that end at 2 p.m. And that's a good thing, because that was like something the author and I had established. I had done really well, and I had established parameters with her, because it was getting, her emails were getting sort of aggressive, like, this must be addressed now, or we need to figure this out now. And finally I was just like, enough. Like, you hired me to do a job, I'm trying to do the job. Like, it's a creative process. You have to, I'm not contradicting myself when I say I'm gonna try one thing and then I also try something else. That's called writing. You just try things. But I established the parameters, and we both had a good conversation. We both felt a lot better about the process. And the first day that I'm supposed to send her more material, because I took on too much, I now missed the business hours that we established, and that sucks. So after babysitting, I'm gonna go do that instead, but I also need to start the project that is 60 pages that I need to finish by tomorrow. So I need to start that. And I also have a project that I need to start this week that is another developmental editing job. And tomorrow I also have an interview for a new nannying job, because this one is ending. But that's the thing, I'm scared, because this is like the first month where a lot of things are ending, and like the other developmental editing job I have is not a long-term one, it's a short fix. So I want it all, but it all happens at the same time. It's awful. So anyway, that's how I overloaded myself. Whoops. Well, I'm gonna go babysit now. And then after that, I'm gonna do a lot of work. 4 hours of sleep. Why do I do these things to myself? It's not productive. Last week was crazy. I way overloaded myself. You guys saw one video. I never got to record the video where I was feeling good about myself for setting boundaries with one of the authors I was working with, because then I immediately jumped into the opposite the following week. So here's what happened to me last week, which I did to myself. Because I wanted to make money, and I'm really scared about my financial situation. Monday, I was asked to nanny last minute on Sunday night. I said yes. Sunday night I also got an email saying that there was a deadline for this one thing. They were wondering if I could do it in the next couple days and finish it for proofreading. I said yes. Then I also got asked to babysit Tuesday. And that was the day the thing was due. So I ended up nannying on Monday, nannying on Tuesday, staying up till 1:30 a.m. to get that deadline, nannying Wednesday, nannying Thursday, and then Friday I did editing stuff. But on top of that, I also had to get half of a book on developmental editing to the author. I was supposed to get it Monday, but my computer was not working, so I had to deal with that. It was working by Monday night, but we established business hours, so I wasn't able to get it to her. And then, yeah, there were just a lot of issues. Finally, I was able to get her that by Wednesday, which was not the day that I wanted to get it to her by, but I got it to her. She was totally understanding, and because my computer was just not working, and so I was doing the other book on a different computer. It was this whole thing. But I managed it. My computer's working again from what I can tell. And this week, it's Monday, you can see I'm in my little office closet. So this is like the nice shelf in here where I have some of my planner stuff, and I set up just my dresser. Sorry, that's my finger. I'm trying to show it to you. Just my dresser as a desk. It works for me. It gives me a little bit of a separation from my relaxed space at home to my workspace, though sometimes I of course end up going back out there because I'm a big comfort person, and sitting up straight is not always the most comfortable thing, especially when I'm like trying to focus on something. It's like I'd rather just be like curled up in bed like I'm reading a book, but I'm editing. I can only do that because I know that I can be productive that way still. If I couldn't, I would need to stay in this room. This room is more a good way to start the day. And then if I want to move out there, great, but gotta start in here to get in the work mindset and not fall into YouTube or TV shows or whatever. So this week I have nothing really going on except my editing from home stuff. I have 2 books on developmental editing, and after that I'm basically unemployed, which is terrifying. I have my transcription stuff, but that doesn't pay very well and it's very inconsistent, glitchy, all that stuff. The girls that I nanny, was their first day of school today. The little girl's in preschool now. She didn't even exist when I started nannying for them. And I sent this message just like, I hope you know how much I love them and I want to be a part of their lives no matter what. But she said she's gonna try to, like, every week, every other week, have a date night so that I'll be able to still see them. Darn kids growing up. I do have on Tuesday a interview with a mother of a newborn. I was supposed to meet her last Tuesday, but the girls I nanny had a fever. One of them did, not both of them. Had a fever, so I had messaged her to be like, I'm good to still meet, but I get you have a newborn, so I wanted to warn you that I might be carrying germs, and I think she appreciated that foresight, because you don't want your little newborn to get sick if it's unnecessary, or any kid to get sick if it's unnecessary. So I'll do that on Tuesday. Hopefully that works out, because that will actually just fill right in the void that the other nannying job is leaving, but it'll be longer hours for those 2 days and maybe paying a little bit more. So that would be great if I could establish that. And then I have this dog that I've been walking, who I actually successfully walked the last time I was there. It's more my boyfriend's job, but it's a very troubled dog, apparently. And I've probably told you guys about this already, sorry. This whole message is probably a reiteration of the last one, but it's just, my head is spinning. So the first time I met this dog, it was just like an introduction, and then we went on a walk together with the owner. The second time she had me feed the dog a couple treats and then take the dog out on my own, and she was not having it. We just walked back and forth in front of the apartment building a couple times. And I was worried that that would establish a bad perimeter of just like, oh, the dog's in charge, because that's what Lex was saying. He's just like, you just have to show the dog that you're in charge, but like that you're not being too pushy. Just know who's in charge. But I didn't feel comfortable yanking too hard because it's a dog that bites. But this last time, the lady reassured me that like yanking it is fine because it's a harness one, like obviously within reason. Just pull it, just pulls her body. She's not gonna like react negatively to that. So I didn't really have to use any more force than I did last time. I probably used more force last time trying to get her to walk. This time she was just into it. I was out of breath by the end because we just cruised around the block and she loved it. So that was exciting that the dog accepted me that time. And so now we have that. That's like $20 a walk, so that's good. And we got that through Rover. And so I have some balls in the air. I have the projects. I should be covered for my bills for this month. Next month's gonna be scarier, but I'm hoping this babysitting thing will work out. Really hoping. And I'm like a little cocky because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get that. But I don't know, maybe she's meeting more than one person. And maybe it's just a matter of who fits best. I really hope I get that job though, because, you know. Yeah, so today I'm just gonna work on editing. Sorry, this is gonna be a long video. I'm gonna work on editing my 2 projects, and I set up a new planner so that I don't overload myself again like this week, because I stopped using a planner basically when I quit the serving job, because I was just burnt out and I just needed space from everything. And I knew my schedule was a little more settled for a month after that to sort of help me get back in my headspace. I was cat sitting, which was good, and I had the ghostwriting deadline that I finished, but after that I started having things pile on again. I'm not sure that I'll have any work next month, but I'm gonna try to get some. Oh well. Bye. Hey guys, I am parked outside of a little ice cream shop where I am going to go meet a family with a newborn. I mean, I don't know how old this baby is, but it says it's under 6 months. Because I don't know. He or she is under 6 months old. I'm nervous because I really want to be able to book this job because I've had a freak out today about money. I know I'm covered through this month, but after that I'm not. So I've had a lot of budgeting issues, especially this past week, where just money keeps not being in the right account at the right time and getting overdraft charges and stuff like that. And it's been stressful because I only have so much money to begin with, and I had enough money for all those things, it's just the wrong account. So I really, really need to simplify my banking system because juggling too many accounts, I guess. But the one I want to close, I still have a little bit. It's this whole process and all of that. So wish me luck. I mean, by the time you see this, I'll probably know whether or not I got it. The timing would be perfect for when I would start this job and when the job would be, and the pay, it would be a perfect fit for what I was looking for. So I'm really hoping that works out. It would take over the Tuesday, Thursdays that I was nannying for the other girls, and it pays, I believe, $20 an hour. It says $15 to $20. I'm gonna go ahead and say $20 is my fee because they live in Beverly Hills, and $20 is what I was getting with the other girls, and I think that is what I am worth, and I'm trying to get better at recognizing that I'm allowed to ask people to pay me what I think I'm worth. I always feel guilty because I know I couldn't pay it, but that's sort of the point, is they can, and they're hiring me. So just recognizing that I'm allowed to think I'm worth something, and if they can only offer $15, that's fine, but I'm gonna go in aiming for 20. We'll see what happens. So yesterday I batch cooked, and that took about 4.5 hours, and then I went and walked the dog, and that was the first time that the owner left, and I just hung out with the dog for a bit and then took her out on a walk, and it went great, so that's awesome, and another $20 in my pocket, which is great. I need it. Today I was gonna do some work, but I think I'm actually gonna end up taking this as a weekend day and then working one of my weekend days because of circumstances that came up. I went hiking this morning, and now I am waiting while Lex is actually walking the dog, and we're gonna run some errands, and it just seems like a better day for us to be able to just chill and spend some time together. And next week I'm actually going out of town to watch my nephew for a week while parents go to Disney World. And so I had that interview for nannying. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get it. And here's the thing. I don't want to be a nanny full-time, long-term. I have other goals that I am pursuing, and nannying is one of my favorite jobs to have in the meantime. I love being a nanny, but I went there, and while on their care.com stuff they said they would need somebody Tuesdays and Thursdays, they said that's actually only through January. It would actually be full-time starting in January, Monday through Thursday. Here's the thing, it's long hours, good pay. I would be really well off financially if I took that, but it'd be about 8:30, I think they said, to 6:37 every day, and it's in Culver City, which is like an hour drive. It would take over my life, and I wouldn't be able to do the things I love, because the weekend would be me catching up on household stuff that I didn't get done during the week. It wouldn't leave me enough time if I wanted to have quality time with Lex, if I wanted to live a life and pursue my dreams, and if I had an audition come up, I couldn't do that. So unfortunately, I'm not so sure it's going to be a good fit, even if they do offer me the job. I had told them that my friend who nannies also, if they wanted to do like 2 days a week her, 2 days a week me, that would be cool, but they both have full-time jobs, and there's not really flexibility because of that, and I need flexibility. I live a freelance lifestyle. I want to be able to do the developmental editing. That's what I would prefer to do more of long-term. I just can't commit to that, even though financially I need it. Financially, I'm being an idiot, but life isn't about just making money. And I'm sure I would like the job, but it's not what I'm trying to do with my life. And that's the balance I've been trying to find, is how to make money and not be sacrificing who I am and what I want to do with my life. I'm trying to find the balance. So I'm recommitting to applying to other nannying jobs. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the $80 for the full background check and criminal history stuff for care.com to get more people to notice my profile, because I know that I'm qualified. I know that I can do this, so we're gonna do that. I haven't heard from them, but even if I do, I'm not sure I'm going to take it, which is a bummer, but what's she gonna do?